I like diagrams.
Yeah.
Okay, so the extent to which any of us feel safe in a certain space is completely dependent on how often we have felt wounded while in that space. So there's lots of dimensions where you have to show up and decide who you're going to be. You could work at work or school, on the internet, with family. I drew the yellow parts to show that you might feel more safe and expansive, but the red parts show that there have still been injuries. You know, you can have super cool parents who accept your queerness, but they could still accidentally hurt you because they are, you know, just ignorant or having a bad day. So we're all accumulating wounds. Even I think that the most dominant, normal groups of people still have wounds of some kind.
Yeah.
And who I am when I'm with you in particular very much depends on the likelihood of you hurting me. So even if you haven't really ever hurt me, all these things that we've been talking about in the diagram, the historic perspective, the local culture, the national dialogue, all of these things are influencing how safe you feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know for sure, like, am I the kind of Christian who's yay for gay? Or am I the kind of Christian who thinks you're going to die for...
Or are you not Christian at all?
Turns out I'm not, but right. I mean, that's the point. We don't always know. And so it's scary to navigate some of the time.
When I'm generally talking to people, like interviewing them to be potentially my friend, I always ask them, are you a homophobe? And lately I've been coming across this answer, and I don't agree with what they're saying. Because they're saying, I don't like the word homophobe because I'm not afraid of them. I just don't agree with what they're doing. And that's them trying to make themselves feel better about it, but deep down they fear pretty much everything.
It's just offensive too. Like, you didn't ask them to agree or disagree, or to approve or disapprove, or to decide whether you were going to be in a place called hell, which, by the way, doesn't exist because you're not a Christian.
Exactly. That's like me coming and telling you every single day that one day you're going to go to Neptune, and you don't want to go to Neptune because you don't believe in Neptune, and I'm over here, I know Neptune is real, and you think that you know that hell is real. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, so we're almost done here, and we'll probably have to cut the video into 2 parts so we can upload it. So you remember I said that this original loop of how much do I bring of myself, and how much of a risk is it to be myself, and how I feel when I take that risk can either go in a good direction or a bad direction. And we want to know, what would it take to always have a good experience of being ourselves? So where is the opportunity to create a virtuous cycle? So it goes like this. We have to take risks in safe places with safe people to build resilience. Like when she talked about trusting people who had the same kinds of life experiences. They were also queer pagan children. And then the next one is doing shadow work and working through our trauma. When we do work on the inside, we can create confidence and psychological safety for ourselves.
One of the reasons why I like to cosplay is I pick a character, and that's like going and giving yourself a whole nother life, but then you take something back with you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're cosplaying a really powerful and confident character, you're probably going to feel better when you're just normal later.
Right, you get to keep the good parts of the characters that you tried on, and you can also try on something villainous and see if you want to keep any of that or not. Okay, and then the third way that we can all work together to create opportunities to make it safe to be ourselves is that we join the national narrative and we start to shift it by amplifying the voices and successes of anyone who feels marginalized. So you and I, for instance, can watch more videos about queer children who overcome oppression in public school and have happy, functional, normal lives.
Yeah, and we could make more videos on this topic.
We could make more
to
videos.
Explain to people how all of this works.
Yeah, so we could make it safer for mothers and daughters to talk to each other because maybe they can watch us. And we can always look for the places where it's safe to be ourselves. So we need a lot of time in, for example, anime conventions where it's safe to be different.
Yes.
So we can charge our batteries and feel strong when we go back to the places that seem less safe.
The first time that I went to an anime convention, I was kind of pleasantly surprised at how similar the convention was to like an LGBTQ plus Pride festival. Like on the first night that we were there, they had a drag show, and that was really fun. And no one was over there like, we can't have drag queens here. Like, they're ruining this whole thing. I think they made the evening better.
Everybody that was there seemed to be very excited to be there. So I am watching out for time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a really nice conversation. I really appreciate your sharing with me and with our audience what it's been like for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that you all find some hope in these diagrams and these sort of objective experience or drawings of like what it might be like in theory. And then I just want to remind you that the more we build our resilience, the less we shrink and feel wounded, and then we can even lend our resilience to other people. So we have to find a way to feel good and safe to be ourselves so that other people can find a way to feel good and feel safe to be themselves, because the world needs all of us.
If your parents have kicked you out from being queer, or you don't have a Skittles or an M&M's in your life, I would be happy to be your parental unit or your Skittles.
Or she can loan me out too.
Yeah.
All right, so thanks everyone, and I hope this helps, and
Good day.
talk to you again soon.